Hello, hello, Covenant fam. I am in Arizona. As you can see, it's snow everywhere. And just thought I would film this video that I've been saying I'm going to get to you guys this whole time. I ate earlier this morning, so I can film on my 30-minute break, which I'm taking right now. So, sensors on the truck. Covenant has put a lot of money and a lot of man hours into our safety for being out here on the road. Now, some of this stuff us drivers agree with, and some of the stuff we don't agree with. So, here in the front, this black bar thing is actually a sensor, and that sensor is your distance sensor as well as your critical collision or your collision warning and things like that. Anything that is in front of the truck that it reads a solid object or something like that, and it decides to go off, it will automatically hit your brakes on your truck. So this is one of the things that we don't like, because half of the time our distance between us and the vehicle or the object in front of us is way out of distance, and we have enough time to react or stop. I don't know if they set it to be overly cautious or if it's something that it's just are automatically preset. I'm not sure about that, but we don't like the fact that it's so sensitive that it forecasts shadows and it'll do a critical collision thing and it will automatically hit the brakes. And we've been caught off guard a few times, not expecting it, and it's really dangerous because it actually puts us in a panic because we're trying to figure out in the moment what the heck just happened. We'll be driving along, everything's free and clear, and all of a sudden the brakes will just set. Like, not set, but like your service brake will just like go. Like the truck slows down, or it'll like kind of throw you forward a little bit, and you're trying to figure out what the heck it's reading in order for it to do that. So, basically, it's more of a distraction to us in the moment as it happens, because we're trying to figure out why it went off in the first place, which means that our mind is not on the road or, anything that could happen after that. So, and it doesn't last long. It's like a few seconds or whatever, but still, it's the point to where you're just going along and not expecting it, and then boom, brakes set, So it's not very fun to have to experience that. So on the newer trucks, as you can see, that top mirror there is not there. It's got the 2 screws, so you can add it on there if you'd like. But it used to be a mirror that looks like kind of like the convex mirror there. I mean the hood mirror. And it was like about that size, and it would hang downward so that you can see if any vehicle would be about right here from you, to help you see on the passenger side, because it is hard to see from the driver's side. So if I'm filming and you can see, that's the driver's side curtain right there. See how far that is? And cars are smaller, so we're not able to see downward. So those mirrors were there to help aid us in being able to see. Well, a lot of times they didn't really work for the most part. But to some that were able to use them, angle them correctly, they did work. So it just depends on, if you knew how to utilize your equipment, angle them and all that. Most drivers don't really change the angles of their mirrors. I'm going to be honest with you. And there are some that do. So to replace that mirror that was up there is this little baby. And these are the new additions. And this is also a sensor. That is your lane changing sensor. Sensor. So what it does is, my hands are freezing. Oh my God. What it does is it helps you be able to change your lanes. I'm going to get inside the truck, guys, because that's all I got for you on the outside of the truck. I just wanted you to see the sensors. Oh, that's not all I have for you. That right there is our camera, and it is outward facing, okay? And that is how they know when you run stop signs, when you run lights, when you do U-turns when you're not supposed to, when you are following too closely along with the beeping and the notification thing that goes off each time it reads that you're too close to a vehicle. Oh, goodness gracious. So, that is much better. Let me get some heat going in here because my hands are tingling. Okay. So, as you can see, there are no cameras on the inside, and they do that for driver privacy and all that stuff, which is good for us as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and everything. But the more drivers are on their phones, the more drivers are doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, the more they're crashing, the more they're doing all this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to put inward facing cameras. Now, they're trying to hold off on doing that, and I agree, I love it, because that means that they trust us as drivers. But if it gets too bad, they have to protect their investment and their equipment and things like that. So the more drivers keep pushing the envelope and doing what they want to do, then I wouldn't be surprised if, sooner or later, the trucks will start to come with, what's it called? Inward facing cameras. I'm hoping they don't, because I like the privacy. Me and my co-driver both do. So let's make sure that we're not doing things to help aid them in invading privacy somewhat. Okay, let me get over here now. Okay, don't look at my napkin mess. Okay, so back to lane departure sensor. This triangle thing here, it turns amber, like that yellowish orange, when there's an object on the side of you that you cannot see. So when you're driving and there's a vehicle merging, hold on, I'm getting back on the other side. Okay, now from the inside, you see the distance. Can you see down on the passenger side, down there? You can't. So that's why they put those there. So that way you know when a vehicle or an object is on the side of you. So anytime you're passing a stationary object, or another vehicle's passing, another truck is passing, anything like that, that triangle will turn amber, okay? And it'll stay amber until the object is clear. If you turn your blinker on, you're going to hear this really loud, piercing, like beeping. And the triangle will go from amber to red. And it'll be blinking red. And beep, 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 beep the whole time. It's annoying. Along with that, there is another feature that when you're in the truck and you've got your foot on the service brake, you don't have any of your tractor or trailer brakes set, and your truck is in gear, and somebody opens the passenger door, it'll be this loud honking, like a car horn or the truck horn honking at you, because it's letting you know, like, hey, the truck is not safe, it's not secure in a position, and your passenger door is open. We're not sure if it does it for the driver's side door. We haven't tried. Not that I want to try, but we just know that it's a really loud, piercing thing, and then the truck is just, ba, 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 until you set the brakes or close the door. So it's just, the 23s have a lot more annoying noises that it makes. That's supposed to be safety, and normally I would agree we're supposed to be safe out here, but at the same time it's like all these things are just bells and whistles that are distracting us from what we need to do. It's like we're relying on computers and oh my god, spit it out. We're relying on computers and machines and technology to tell us everything, and it's not always accurate. So like I said, human instinct to me is like the better option, but I do get their position, because there's times to where we don't react fast enough and things like that. It's kind of a catch-22 situation, and it kind of sucks. But that lane departure thing is not lane departure. Lane departure is when your truck is going out of the lines and then you hear the bong until you get back in your line. That's lane departure. It's letting you know, like, hey, you're veering out of your lane. There is no way to turn it off. You can turn the sound off, but it still records each time you go over the line. It's just not the annoying sound. I'm trying to think of what else, guys, I have for you. Let's see. That is not what I wanted. Okay, so see the triangle there? It'll come on if we were sitting to where there was an object next to us. It would be yellow, and that will be lit up, and it would be like the amber color if there was something next to us. So everything's like pretty much hardwired in there as far as like distance and all that, and the safety features and everything. So it's a pretty well put together system. It's just, again, having to continuously hear certain things while you're driving. It kind of scares you a little bit, because you're like, whoa, what was that? And then you're like, oh, dang, stupid alarm's going off. So it's basically it. The sensor that's there, and it helps with traffic that's emerging. So when traffic is getting, like, they're getting on the freeway and you're already going, it's easy for you to gauge, like, when there's vehicles there, if it's going to be safe for you to get over, because sometimes there's ramps that are coming on and then ramps that are going off. So it helps aid you in how to drive certain areas. So what I do is I usually monitor the triangle, and if it turns amber and it's like a on ramp and vehicles are getting on, I typically see if I can get over in the left lane. If I can, I proceed to do so. If I cannot, then I take my truck out of cruise control and use the pedal, and that way I'm able to adjust my speed as needed, because you have to automatically expect that the cars are going to cut you off and get in front of you. So you have to be prepared to start backing off when they do decide to cut in on you. So we have to be the defensive drivers, being professionals, and even though it sucks, we lose our momentum or whatever, better to lose momentum and regain it than to get into a wreck and then you lose your license or you take someone's life, you know, or something like that. So it's not worth it, basically. So you just want to make sure that you're doing everything you can so that way you can protect yourself and protect the company from any potential issues that may arise. So oh my goodness, my hands are still barely warming up. It's crazy. It's really cold out there, guys. Let me see the temperature. It's 23 degrees. 23 degrees. That's crazy. So, anyway, so that sensor actually does come in handy pretty well. As long as it's amber, you cannot turn your right blinker on because it will sound the alarm. So you have to wait until the amber light disappears. Even though in real life you can see that the trailer or the vehicle has passed your front bumper and you have the space to get over, it'll stay amber for a little bit longer until it puts distance between the vehicle and the sensor. And once it does that and it senses that it's not, a dangerous distance anymore, then the amber light will go off and you'll be able to proceed to get over into the right lane. So I hope I didn't confuse you guys and that it makes sense. And if you have any questions, just let me know. The 23s, they're pretty much all the same as the other trucks, the 22s, the 21s. So far we haven't had any issues with it, thank God. But like I said, the 23 comes with more safety features, bells and whistles, and all that stuff. So it's just an upgrade from a safety standpoint. Which again, it's not a bad thing. It's always good to be safe, but at the same time, some of this stuff needs to be adjusted. And if they can't do it, then eventually you'll figure it out and you'll be able to gauge when the truck does certain things. And that's why I always say it's good to know your equipment. It's good to know your truck and how it runs, what it sounds like, and all that stuff, so that way if anything were to happen, you know, hey, something's not right, or whatever. So I hope you guys got that and you understand. And again, any questions, just let me know. And until next time, guys, bye.